Hello everyone, this is Frank there. I'm just going to show you the basics of redstones and then some logic gates and how you can use them to make some cool toys. Alright, so first off, very basic is redstone only travels 15 blocks. To overcome this we use these things called repeaters. This is the old one before they actually brought in repeaters. Just using torches. So you can see it actually turns off the light like this one didn't. Now with these you can set them up to be out here. It can be extraordinarily long if you want, doesn't matter. It still turns it off, but if you have it extended like this it will reach a lot further. But you could also have them set up like this. Just give us a sec here. So then it's only one high space that you can fit it in, and same effect. It lasts longer than the first one. So next we have the repeaters actually brought into the game. Yeah, they just extend the pulse the same as these ones, for an extra 15 redstone. But these ones have delay settings, so you can delay the pulse for a second. Just if you watch the light, it turns off a few seconds after I switch the switch. Yeah. Now the thing about redstone repeaters and a few other things is that they're called diodes, which means that the circuit only goes one way. See, it won't go back through the other side of the repeater, but it only goes back through this side. This one's a diode as well. If I flick the switch here, it's not gonna. Let me turn off it here. See that side, it's still off, but then if I flick it here, it's still going to be off because it doesn't go back through the torch. Now there are other diodes like half slabs, upside down half slabs. It'll go the electricity will go up them, but they won't go down it. Same applies for glowstone and stairs. Now there's an advantage to this. You can make a redstone tower out of them, which makes it easier to transfer redstone up, stuff like that. But the disadvantage is you can't use it to make the redstone travel down. Same with glowstone. And the same with the stair one, but I didn't make a stair one. Now stairs have a unique function over these ones, is you can, if I turn on this switch, it should turn on this line and the one above. If I turn this one on, it will turn on both lines again, but this one it won't. So if I just put a normal block here, just let me put some, then it will only turn on the top line, and this one will only turn on the bottom. This one only, well, this one will turn on the whole line, but yeah. Now these blocks that are called transparent blocks, these ones, glasses are transparent. Redstone can travel through it diagonally like this. If I put a block here, it'll just block the redstone off. So, and it'll go down it as well. Same with glowstone, except even though it shows it's not connected, it still connects through. If I do this one, it'll still go down it as well. Same with the piston, but the piston gets powered obviously. If I turn on this one as well, same thing. Now blocks can be powered weakly or strongly, so if I turn on this switch it powers it weakly because it's only redstone dust going into the block, so redstone dust coming out of the block won't be powered because it's not strongly powered. You need to put a repeater against it to take the power out of the block. A strongly powered block is one with a redstone repeater going into it, like this one, and it will power a line redstone coming out of it, and pretty much any redstone. One above, and one below, so on, so on. One over here as well. Now, an advantage to... oh wait, what's it? Redstone torches, block powered weekly, with redstone torches on it will turn off the torches. Now, an advantage to this is you can make redstone torch towers, which will turn on and off, which is a good way to transport your signal. See, if I turn this switch, it will turn that light on at the top. If I turn it off, because this one powers this one, so this one's off. This one isn't powered, so it's on, powers this one, so on. Now, when a redstone torch is below a block, it will power it strongly. See, if I put a thing here, it'll be strongly powered, and if I put it coming out of the side, it'll be strongly powered. Because this block, anything touching this block will be strongly powered. Now onto gates. So first we have the most basic gate, which is a NOT gate, which basically is the output is not what the input is. So if I turn this on, the output's going to be off. If I turn it off, the output's going to be on. Next we have a AND gate. The function of this is to have two signals to turn on. So if I turn this one on, the signal stay off. If I turn just this one on, the signal will still be off. If I need to put input A and input B on for it to turn on. Now this is called an OR gate, which basically means that the input is on if switch A or switch B is on. Doesn't matter which one, it will be on. This is a NAND gate, which is the opposite of an AND gate. The signal will be on unless both switches are on. So this switch still be on. Same with it. When I turn that one on, sorry, it turns it off. But if I turn this one back off, the signal will be on. This is a NOR gate, which is the opposite again, just like that one. The signal will be on unless this switch or this switch is on. Doesn't matter which one, it'll be on. This one is a bit more complex. I think it's called a XOR gate, which the output is only on if the switches are opposite each other. So if this one's on and this one's off, then the output's going to be on. But if I have them both on, it's going to be off. If I have them both off, it's going to be off. But then if I only have one on, it's going to be on. This is XNOR, I think it's called, which is basically the same thing except with a NOT gate at the end to reverse it. So the signal is only going to be on if they're both the same. So if I turn these both on, it'll be on. If I only have one on though, it'll be off. Just like that. Now in Minecraft there are memory circuits like this one. Some memory circuits only have one spot for memory. This one, it's an on or an off state. So if I press this button, it turns it on or off. So it's basically turning a button into a switch. So it's on, and if I flick it again, the signal will turn off. This is another memory gate. It's called an RS NOR latch, which has two inputs and two outputs. So if I turn on this, the first input, input A, and then output A is turned on. And it stays on even if I press this button again. It will stay on until I press the other button. So if I press this button, output B turns on from input B. And it stays on. Just for a sec. Ugh. Now there are other circuits like this one. There's monostable circuits, which are just pretty sure it's just any circuit to do with pulse and how the pulse is impacted. So if I quickly do this, it sets a pulse, so it continuously pulses. There are other ones like this circuit, which is a pulse extender. So here's the output here. If you watch it when I turn it on, it'll stay on for a longer time than the button press. And this one actually uses an iris and all that. See, if you have a look, this is one side of the, this is output A and this is output B. So if this is output B and that's output A there. Then we've got a pulse shortener, which just makes it have a brief pulse. If I turn that down quicker. It also is a delay. See, it will only turn on after I press the button, which is also the same with heaps of redstone repeaters. So if I set these up properly, if I press this down and then delete it, it doesn't get to the output until way after I've deleted the torch. Now I've whipped up a little thing here that just uses a pulse extender and a NOT gate. The NOT gate turns off this hopper. The idea is that it's a counter, item counter, so if I step on this pressure plate, it'll give me 16 oak wood. There we go, it should give me 16 every time. And I have to wait for this to come back before I step on it again, otherwise it doesn't work. It's not a very good pulse extender, that one, but it still works decently. So if I step on it again, it's not going to give me the items. Still not, I have to wait till it gets around to the other side. But yeah, I'll show you how this works as a RS and all that. See, this side, if I power this side will turn off. But then if I power this side will turn off, and this one will stay on. Now how it works is the power is inputted into this block here, and it sends a signal around, and once it gets back it turns off this side. So it powers this side, but then once it gets back it also turns off the side, because once that torch turns off, the whole side is turned off, and then this side turns back on. Here, I'll just press it and give you a demo. See, this side stays on until the power gets around and the torch turns off. Like that. And there's another 16 wood. So that's pretty much the basics. That should help you come up with some pretty good circuits. You just need to use a few of these in your circuit. You can use, if you only need a few of these to make something pretty fantastic. So thanks for watching. I hope this helps you with your redstone. And please like my video if you think it's a good video. And thanks for watching.